You gotta trust the process, right? I'm gonna show you two techniques for making melodies, and one of them I call the forbidden random melody technique. And the reason it's forbidden is because the way you start making the melody is incredibly strange, but you gotta trust the process, right? So here's how I do it. Okay. Okay, so when you have something that sounds like this, all you have to do now is you have to enable the snap to scale up here in FL Studio. I believe there's something like that in other DAWs as well. And then you have to pick a key, which in my case, I'm going to pick, let's just say, A minor. There you go. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to shift up arrow, shift down arrow. So that's going to guarantee pretty much that none of these notes sound bad together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find something that has potential in here. I like this, for example. So I'm going to delete everything else. Out of all that randomness, I identified a hidden gem that I want to make a melody out of. See if I can come up with something cool, just by like listening over and over and figuring out what else to add. Okay, so once I have something that I sort of like, I can take the whole thing and duplicate it. Alright, so we have something. Again, I'm going to duplicate it. And then at the very end, I'm going to add variations. Alright, not bad. Now I'm going to add chords and a bass line. So I've shown this in a different tutorial. I use my skeleton. So basically, most chord progressions will just use chords that are found within these 6. So with no chords, it's just this. It's a melody. But with chords, let's just say 4, right? Instantly, there's a big difference. So that's why chords are so useful. I have many choices. Let me see what it sounds like when I put it 6, right? So that's pretty good. Not sure I like the 3. I think I prefer the 6 here. And then maybe a 5. And then, yeah, I think that would be perfect. 2, 3. Okay. Nice. Obviously, instead of just using a piano, I can use other instruments. I have a bunch of instruments here that I can drag and drop because I've done this hundreds of times, and I have a synth that sounds something like this. And I'm going to take the whole melody and simply move it to here. This sounds very dry, which means it's lacking some reverb and some delay, so I'm going to add exactly that. Maybe a different instrument. That is nice. Now I'm gonna add a re-space. So just to give you a refresher, we started with utter randomness. So there was that. The next technique is, I call it the mountain technique. Call and response. I'll illustrate this real quick. We're in the same key of A minor. You're gonna come up with a melody that goes up and then goes down. It's just... So that's a mountain, right? First, let's add chords, as we did here. So that's not bad, but it's very bland. There's no rhythm, okay? So now what we have to do is we have to add some sort of rhythm. This is like the call, and this is the response, right? And to give it some rhythm, maybe I'll make the first note long, and then the next one's a bit faster, so... Climbing part of the mountain. Now we have to make the descending part of the mountain. Maybe I'll give it the same rhythm as the first part, but I have an idea. It's like dun 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 dun. I like this a lot. Okay. Okay, again, let's use the same instruments that we had, which would be this. Okay! Alright, those are my two favorite techniques, like the random technique and the mountain technique. Feel free to come up with your own techniques, but I think the basics is that you need chords. Because let me just show you what it sounds like with no chords, right? World's most boring. If you get confused about chords, I would recommend you to check out my other video on the topic. But yeah, hopefully this helps you with your melodies, and best of luck on your journey, good sir.